Greetings everyone, today we will talk about haptic pad from Next Level Racing called HF8. So I was using this haptic pad 2 years ago for 1 year and something, and I sell it because that haptic pad was here on this chair for flight simulator and it was absolutely phenomenal experience. In that time I didn't have this cockpit, but it was not such a good idea because here I'm using my computer for other things, for work and for everything, and I didn't want to have all the time on the chair haptic pad, or if I want to move it's very painful to move every time and to put on the chair and everything. So after time I sell it. And when I bought the sim rig from Next Level Racing and Fanatec equipment, I bought it again for sim racing and for flight simming. So for flight simming I'm using those controls here, 2 tables, joystick I will put here and throttle there, and also I'm flying with this cockpit also for racing. And yes, I mean, this piece of haptic pad is very good if you are using right software and if it's everything set it up correctly. First, to meet some basics, it comes with 8 motors, 4 here down and 4 here on the back. In the package you will receive power adapters, UK power adapter, US and European. I'm using the European power adapter. Here is small panel, if I can say, and with button to turn on and turn off haptic pad, also to change mode from USB to audio. Now it's in USB mode because it's stable light, and when I hold for 5 seconds it will start to blinking, and now it is in audio mode. So you have here audio jack also and USB mode, and if you want to go back to USB mode, hold for 5 seconds and now in USB mode. And this small wheel is to set up the straight of vibration motors. Now is in lowest, green is lowest, yellow is middle, and red is highest straight for motors. So basically you will receive haptic pad, power adapters and user manual. And yes, quality is really good. I'm using this one for 7 months and this nylon is absolutely like a new. Really, I mean, it's a very good quality. And now we will talk about sim racing. I mean, in the first time I was using for flight simulator, and I started to using Next Level Racing software, but I skipped that after a short time. There was some bugs, not all games supported and everything, and I found SimShaker Aviators, which is free software, and it was absolutely phenomenal for flight simming. I'm still using that software. So for sim racing I tried Next Level Racing and I was not so much satisfied. After that I tried SimHub, which is free, and with SimHub it was nothing special. Actually nothing happened. I didn't see any difference. When I drive the Formula 1 or Porsche 911, it's just a rumbling. It's rumbling. It doesn't matter if you are driving or if you are sitting in one place, if you are on low speed or high speed or bumping roads, or if you touch the edge of the stage or the road, it doesn't matter. It was just rumbling, and I tried with so many settings and I couldn't make it to work very good. And after time I found software also from SimShaker, which is called SimShaker Wheels. That software you can download like a free demo for 1 week, and you can try several times to see what you can get. And actually I was very impressed. The software is payware, and I bought it after time, and it's absolutely phenomenal piece of software. I mean, for this haptic pad it makes perfect. So when I use that software, basically it's plug and play. It's just a matter that you have some slider settings to set up higher vibrations of changing the shifters or bumping roads or speed engines or anything like that. And with that piece of software, with Sim Shaker wheels and combination with haptic pad HF8, it's absolutely phenomenal. And after time you will realize that you must have that. I mean, you will be so adapted with those effects that it really gives you good immersion in VR, because I'm driving. I'm not driving on monitor anymore. I'm only in VR. And for VR, this is phenomenal. Actually, with that software and this haptic pad, you know what's happening with the car, with your vehicle, and you know what's happening on the road. So with Sim Hub, it was just a rumbling, all motors or down, stronger, or on the back, less, I don't know. I didn't know what's happening with the car. I didn't have the control over the car. Here is a little bit different story with that software. I mean, when you touch the edge of the road, you feel on the, for example, left side of the road, and you feel on the left side. If you touch the right side. If you're changing the shifters, you feel here on the back that is pushing you a little bit. So actually, it's one complete better immersion in VR when you're using this and Sim Shaker wheels. So actually, Formula One or Porsche 911 or any car, you feel the bumping roads, or if you hit the edge of the road or something like that, or changing the shifters and or higher speed or lower speed. So actually it's pretty good for sim racing, and it can be, I mean, for the price it gives you very good immersion in VR in sim racing. Now we are talking about sim racing. We will talk also about flight simming. So if you're using correct software, and if you set up everything as it should be, it will work perfectly and you will be happy. After time you will be adapted on this and you will not drive without haptic pad. Now let's talk about flight simming. If you're talking about flight simming, actually this haptic pad, you have a bigger range, much more bigger range of effects to feel in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you have effects for flaps, low RPMs engines, touchdown, wheels, landing gear down, brakes and everything. So in Microsoft Flight Simulator is absolutely different experience, and I think you can use more of this. You can take more effects of this haptic pad with Flight Simulator. And actually, you know what's happening with the plane. If you put on the low RPMs, you feel that the plane is starting to bumping, engine to losing the energy. So actually you will know by the vibrations actually what's happening with the plane. So after time, when you will be adapted with effects, actually you will recognize what's happening with the plane by vibrations. And low RPMs, when you put the landing gear down, you will feel left, right and front gear. And flaps also when you put in, and touchdown. And when you take off, you will feel that difference. You will see a difference in effects. And for VR is absolutely amazing. I mean, it gives you a much better immersion in VR. And for Flight Simulator, this haptic pad is really, really good, but with the right software, and that software is Sim Shaker Aviator. Actually, for Flight Simulator is free, for sim racing, Sim Shaker wheels is payware, but both softwares they're worth. And yes, I mean, I'm using for both, for racing and for Flight Simulator, but for Flight Simulator I like more, to be honest. And all that effects, engine and mixtures and flaps, brakes, landing gear, touchdown is phenomenal. I mean, it's so soft, gently when you're flying, and when you hit the ground, it's absolutely phenomenal feeling to feel that difference that is rumbling down, and you will feel the gear that is, the plane is rumbling. I mean, it's very good feeling also when you take off from the ground. So it's bumping, rumbling and everything, and when you take off it's so soft, you will just feel the engines and or low RPM or high RPM, it depends how you fly. So basically, I mean, this haptic pad, for the money, the price is okay, and for that price you get really what you need to get from this. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe there are better solutions but more expensive, but this one for the money, I mean, it gives you the right thing, and also you have orientation on the back and on the left, vibrations, or on the right, so in the center. So I don't know how they're working, for example, butt kicker or something like that, because here in the plane I feel the left landing gear, right landing gear, center landing gear, so I feel in positions. I don't know how it's working with butt shakers really, but for now this one is best buy for me, and for that price you can simply get better immersion in VR flying. So yes, that was it about haptic pad. Actually, not so much to talk in depth, but this was in the short lines for flight simming and for sim racing. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.